city where dreams come alive. B-Up's on the mic with that fire in his eyes. From the court to the field, every game, every fight, he's the voice of the struggle under stadium lights. He's seen the highs and the lows, the wins and the pain, every triumph and tear, every loss in the rain. But through it all, he stands tall, never backs down, with a heart full of love for this sports-loving town. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Every story, every glory, every promise we keep. From the love of the game to the struggles we face, he's the voice of the people in the sacred space. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk we watch, where the passion runs deep. Sports talk.
What's up, people? Hey, welcome to Sports Talk with B. Watts. I'm your host, Bernard Watts. Only thing I ask that you do as you come in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed, and also hit the bell notification to let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. It's so good to be able to come to you again on this Thursday night with Greg Setter and J.R. Boston. Also, if you'd like to continue to support the broadcast, I ask that you do is join the membership. You can never have too many members that support your broadcast, and I appreciate each and one of you who've already have joined the membership. Got too early this morning. Want to thank them. I forgot to write y'all name down, but I appreciate y'all for joining the membership. All right. I think I saw Son of Yahweh. All right. Appreciate y'all. All right. I really do. Well, guess what? You know what we're going to talk about? Yeah. It's the same thing we've been talking about. That's Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders has taken the NFL by storm. Yes, he has. In the month of May. Yeah. In the month of May. You can look at Fox Sports News, ESPN. You can go on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever social media platform you are connected with. If they talking about sports, they talking about Shedeur Sanders, a 5th round draft pick who was picked 144 in the NFL draft. I'm just trying to tell y'all, Shedeur Sanders has taken the NFL by storm. Let me bring the guys up and let's get into the show. I promise you I won't hold you long. It's going to be a 59-minute show on the dot. Watch and see. All right? Let me bring them up. Here we go. I missed Greg. There you go right there. All right. What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
What you got on, JR? What is that? It's like a hunting gear. You been hunting? What's going on?
That's
Spirit of God.
Spirit of God, man.
He on that Spirit of God.
Godly man. Spirit of God, man.
JR in that prayer group. That's a good group. I heard about that group. I heard that's a good group.
Talking about.
All right, fellas. I'm going to get into the show. 59 minutes and it's over with. All right, check it out. Want to say hello to everybody in the chat?
59 minutes?
Yeah. I've been listening to I've been listening to Roland Marr. You know, Roland Marr done gave me some tips, man. That thing kind of working for me. It don't work for everybody, but hey, I heard he did a step-by-step thing with somebody, with a young lady, by YouTube and content creators, and I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
follow it. And so far, it's been working for me. It don't did the best that I ever done with it. So he knows
Yeah,
something.
Uncle
I mean,
Roro.
I don't,
Uncle
I
Roro,
don't
I
agree with
got you.
everything he say, but uh,
Yeah.
I still want to give him a try, see what he's talking about. He say he taught Shannon Sharp, so let's see can he teach Bernard Watt. All right, let's get into the show. Check this out. Like I said in the intro and the Tyler, even though it's just the month of May, JR, Shedeur Sanders is taking the NFL by storm, man, especially in the talk, the media, Fox News, ESPN. It don't matter what social media platform you're on, they talking about Shedeur Sanders. It's a big story, no matter where you go. And so far out there in OTAs, man, if what Tuesday, he was 7-9, no interception. Yesterday, 9 of 14, 3 TDs, and 1 interception. What's your take on why Shedeur Sanders matters for his talk wise to the NFL right now?
Man, look, hottest thing smoking, man. And it matters, at least in my opinion, it matters just due to the fact of where he was drafted and who he is, right?
Okay.
So to me, it's
Right.
kind of, and like I said, it's just my opinion, but it's kind of unheard of for a guy to be evaluated high, but then be drafted low. And so when the
Mhm.
media, us, we talking like we at the barbershop, but we giving people, information that can be fact checked, and it's our own opinions and feelings about things. But then when you start hearing big media talk about it, people with credentials that talk about it, people that's in the Browns building that talk about it, they're talking about it because they're saying that this young man has talent. That's undeniable. So what we're seeing on the field is not conducive to where he was drafted, in my opinion. So you talking about somebody that got graded out with first round talent, but you picked him up in the fifth round. And then when you think of fifth round players, you think of people, that project type of players and things like that. But they're looking and they're like, well, he's a little bit more polished than what we were expecting or what we thought we knew. So for me, uh 12 doing what he need to do. He's prepared, and he taking advantage of all the opportunities. But when you say why is it such a big thing? I mean, we've been watching him. Me, Greg, you, be wise people in the chat. We've been watching him for quite a while, so we know what's going on. But people that's outside of that umbrella of not being involved in it, they may not know. And so now they getting introduced to it. And they like, oh, okay, well, hey, we see why people passionate about it. We see why people are coming to his defense. So that's my opinion on it, Greg.
Well, this gonna be one of them days. Cause I ain't come here unless it's just one of them days. Let me tell you, who we talking about here? Because it's like, who we talking about? We talking about maybe we talking about the media because the coaches can't be that dumb. I hear a lot of people talk about how the coaches like surprise. They can't be that dumb. Maybe the water boy is, maybe the towel girl. But if you've been watching film, you've been going to see this guy. Okay, you sent the scouts. They don't seen him 100 times. 100 practices. All these scouts don't been to. They don't came to see him work out in pro day. He don't did private workouts. Like it can't be that dumb. You didn't watch this boy play for 4 years, and this whole thing is just a joke. It's like his whole career is a joke. The whole career has been, I gotta prove something to you. You gotta prove something to me. But I gotta prove the fact that you're not nothing before you even get on the field. From the time he was a freshman, he just playing because of his daddy. Then he just did it at HBCU level. Then it's I bet you can't do it at the big boy level. Well, y'all ain't play nobody in the Pac-12. Then all right, he did it Pac-12, but that ain't nobody. That's why the Pac-12 fell apart. I just dismantled. You Big 12. Oh, you did in the Big 12. That ain't the SEC. They just move the goalpost. So ain't nothing he really have done career-wise outside of stack numbers and break records. And the whole time you talking dumb, you don't broke 100 records or tied them. And the whole time you trying to like, you really in a sick way, you really making him an urban legend. Because it's like when he show up one day, y'all gonna say, "Oh, he just came out of nowhere." But the whole time he's stacking numbers. You're gonna look up, he be in the Hall of Fame. Because you're not able you're not able to acknowledge what he's doing. Two, you never let him get comfortable because you keep him as an underdog. So he in Brady mode all the time. He ain't gonna even realize the records he breaking. I don't even think he realized the records he done broke so far. Because the whole time he chasing behind something, trying to prove something. You look up, I don't broke 100 records. Now could he have done better with certain things? Yeah, keeping the ball, yeah, all that. But what's gonna happen is, what did he mess around and do? What did he mess around and do all the crap you say he done wrong till you just make him an unstoppable animal? Because if you add a running game and tight ends to his game, he's gonna be everything that y'all say he's not. He's gonna be on the same level as a Pat Mahomes and all the top quarterbacks. Just be real with you. Just keep chiseling away at him and critiquing him. You're gonna critique him right into being better than everybody. Because you're not acknowledging what he is doing. You just keep telling him what he's doing wrong till you look up and he's like, no, he got a run game now. Check. He throwing the ball. He already distributed the ball and put everybody in the NFL, gonna put everybody in the Pro Bowl. Because everybody he touched, everybody get the ball. You can't. I seen it in Jackson State. I seen it in Colorado. You look at it and it's like everybody get a touchdown. Everybody getting their yards. It's not one or two people. You really pay attention. People don't notice that. LeJounte was the man where he came from. But when you put him next to Jimmy and Travis, it's like nobody really suffered. Jimmy suffered because he was injured.
Right.
But you look at like all these boys got their looks. Them players love that, especially as the season go on. If he mess around and do that in Cleveland, there's no way they ain't gonna be a better team. There's just no way. Because he's gonna activate players who, when you can't get the ball to certain people, what they say, Coach Mo with the Houston Texans. I thought Coach Mo was down at like FAMU or something. I saw something like that.
Yeah, he had FAMU. But check this out, JR. Now, when you do look at Shedeur, right, and the obstacles they trying to put in his way, you hear the coach say one thing, and then he came back and did another. He told us before, when he was at that golf tournament, when they asked him, "What's Shedeur gonna run or get some reps?" and then let him with the first team. When the media was there, all right, the media was there yesterday, but still, he did not run with the ones, the first team. What you think about that?
That's politics. That's politics, man. B Watts. That's politics. Shout out to Robert Washington in the chat, man. He said it. Goalposts gonna continue to move, and it's politics of it. So the coach gonna say this, and them not allowing the media to see whatever certain parts or do it while the media is there. Again, that's to control the narrative of what they want to see. They're gonna let you see what they want you to see. Again, OTAs, you go to OTAs, everything is scripted. It's installments of certain parts of the plays that players are getting, days in advance so they can understand and be prepared. And again, Shedeur is going in, he's knocking it out the park. He's coming in with the highest completion rate, whether it be against third team, fourth string, whatever. He's getting his part done. And so that's all I would tell people that I would lead. If you doing your part, that's all that matter. So the coach gonna do the politicking. They at the stands doing the politicking all the time. Just like the offensive coordinator, he got up there. Oh, you know what? What about Shedeur and things like that? He didn't even address Shedeur. He spoke. He said all the quarterbacks are doing what they supposed to. That's a part of politics. That's a part of he got to go in if you just addressing one guy, but then you going in and you talking to the rest of the guys that's sitting in the room, like you may fall. Some people may not be wanting to hear what you got to say at that point. So it's politics, man. You know, the players that's in the building, they not worried about it because they trying to secure a job. Like, you know, a lot of them trying to secure a job, a lot of them trying to secure opportunity. So they just
Mm-hmm.
going out doing what they need to do. Shedeur, from all accounts of what I'm hearing, he's got a good grasp of the playbook. He's going out, he's taking advantage of every rep that he's doing. He's working through situation. He has great command of the huddle. They like his arm strength. That a lot of people was, you know, like, whoa, you know, question. They like his arm strength. They like his pocket presence. They like his awareness in the red zone. These are the things that make a good to great quarterback. So if he keeps ascending at this level, 12 gonna be all right. But it's important to know that, you know, for us viewers, followers of Shedeur, followers of the Browns now, I don't plan on following the Browns. I just plan on locking in on Shedeur. But
Yeah.
this is look, this a part of football, man.
Yeah,
It's the
dog, bro.
politics. And look,
I
hey, the
can't let you
Texans
get
my
away with that,
team,
big
dog.
dog. I'm sorry. I
Texans
tried
my
not to
team,
interrupt you.
dog.
I ain't even let you get away with that, bro. Now you politicking.
No, I'm just saying, man.
I ain't
Look,
even let you get
Texans
away
my
with that, big
team.
dog. It was
I'm gonna have
Greg
my
last we
Texans
mad
jersey
you.
on next podcast.
This
But
dude don't want to
man,
rock with the Brown, but he gonna rock. He gonna rock with Shedeur.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. Now, look, it's a part of it, man. It's politics. It's a part of it. Because at the end of the day, the coaches like understand the coaches coaching for their job. It's a part of it. The GM is putting together a team for his job. It's all about job security. Because at the end of the day, if nothing happens the right way, ownership could be like, hey, we got to get somebody else in there. So players fighting for a job, players jockeying for a position, Shedeur taking care of his part. Every opportunity you get, you take advantage of it. Whether it's third team, fourth team, second team, first team, it don't matter. You go in there and do what they're asking of you to do. Everything gonna work out. He gonna be perfectly fine. That's how I look at it.
I agree.
But I'm
I agree
still
with you
Texans.
100%. But yeah.
It's still Texans
Oh,
all
all
day
right.
over here for me. I'm just saying, B Watts.
Yeah, yeah, we know where you stand, Jill.
Coach Prime said it clear as day, and people still fail to get this. When he said, if you keep Shedeur upright, you can't do nothing with him, basically. So how in the world you think you're going to ever compete with him on a 7-on-7, 11-on-11? I mean, that's what he failed to want to acknowledge. You ain't got the other factor in about the line and him holding the ball and all that. He gonna make the best reads. He gonna make the best throw. He ain't got no equipment on, no real rush. Everything they saying. So you gonna get that. Now, if all things were equal, the other quarterback should do the same. So that just shows you the factor of you put the right pieces around what type of quarterback he could be if you don't have him up under the gun. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, Shedeur, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what kind of game these folks could be playing with them. But at the end of the day, if you put them on the field, I think they ain't gonna have a quarterback there that's just gonna. It's not too many quarterbacks that done his numbers in college, and I don't think it's too many quarterbacks in the pros who's gonna do the numbers. I just think they're in denial about it because I think he throws a very catchable ball. You know, he's throwing a very catchable ball. A lot of people say he don't have a zip on the ball. If he throws a catchable ball, I call it's kind of a soft ball. He know how to put that ball in the right spot without taking three fingers off. Taking your middle finger out. I think that has a lot to do with his catchable with his passing percentage, and a lot of people don't talk about that. He throws a deep ball with a lot of touch where you can. I mean, you just got to have two left hands to drop it. It's gonna drop right in the breadbasket. He throws the balls 10 yards and short with a very catchable touch to it too. He could probably put a whole lot of Cam Ward zip on it, but if you look at his ball, maybe it don't have the spar on it because he put a lot of touch on his ball. So maybe that's a factor. It's a reason why you know not only do he put the ball in the right place, but they don't drop a lot of his balls.
Yeah, he does throw a catch a ball, Red. I agree with you that. It ain't got the same spin that some of them other guys got, but you don't catch too many people dropping his ball when he throw it. But I was searching the internet today, right? And I ran across this video. Let's hit on this thing for a while. Let me play this video. I ain't gonna play it all. I just want to get out 30 seconds. What Asante Samuel was saying about Coach Prime. Man, it sound like Coach Prime still hurt about this thing, y'all. Let's talk about it.
Y'all couldn't recognize, man. Coach Prime was stressed out, man. And he's not looking like the usual Coach Prime, And we had a personal conversation about the propaganda surrounding his son and all that craziness, right? But let me speak, right? I want to be respectful as possible when I say this, right? Mm-hmm. It's cool to criticize, but sometimes we take things a little too far. And I will be the first to apologize to Coach Prime if I ever said something I got out of line by criticizing Coach Prime and his family and things like that, right? But if you and Coach Prime has had any type of relationship in the past, and it's possible that things you said about him and his son that are misleading or disparaging, you should reach out to Coach Prime. Have a conversation with Coach Prime. Because I think we get caught up in the moment too much trying to have hot takes when it's a popular topic, you know what I mean? Without any thought to justify a comment. And we know the Sanders family and Coach Prime and Shedeur, they name ring bells, you know what I mean? So they was the topic of discussion a lot, right? I'm speaking to our community out there, right? And it's like, if you realize how bad you hurt Coach Prime, I guarantee you would retract your statements about him and his son. I guarantee you, if you realize how much stress, how bad you hurt him, you would retract your statements, you know what I mean? And I'm not speaking to the
JR, when I heard that, man, I said, dog, I know he was hurt, but wait, my man right here talk, Coach Prime still kind of suffering a little bit. And when I saw Bucket well off media video when Miss Laura was out there. I guess something going on with his health too. And then I looked back at well off about it was during the draft when Shiloh and Shedeur was trying to grab Coach Prime and sit him down in the chair. Boy, he looked like he was drained, looked like he was sick. If you look at the picture that they posted, I said, dog. And then when I saw that video, I said, man, that thing must really took Coach Prime for a loop mentally. Because, man, you got Chris Carter out there, went at Coach Prime about his take, about the whole situation. I don't know, bro. And you ain't heard from Coach Prime since he did that podcast with Asante Samuel? Boy, I don't know. I don't know, bro. What's your take on that?
Yeah, man. Look, B Watts, we talked about it a little bit. As
Yeah.
far as look, man, as a father, you always want the best and wish the best for your offspring. That's life. And if you're a parent and you present in your child life and you don't want the best for your child, but that's crazy that's crazy to even fathom that thought. So yeah, it hit him, man. Like you hear the reports. I'm sure he's probably talked to people. All of that stuff leading up to the draft. Again, 32 teams came to the workout. Period, point blank. Like that's on record. They was at the showcase. So then the draft kickoff, y'all having a good night. You throw a big party because you throwing the party in thoughts of celebrating the fact that your son that has worked so hard to get to this point, hey, tonight we just relaxing, and wherever you get drafted in this first round, that's where it's gonna be at. Then first round come and go. Shedeur stand in the paint. He stand on business. Thank everybody coming out. This, that, and the third. But we still gonna be legendary. We moving on. But then another day go by, and then the next day, hey man, it ain't supposed to work out like that.
Right.
And we know it's not about talent. Because if it was about talent, we would have heard multiple reports come out about talent. Unable to break down things on the field, unable to talk about coverages, unable to get the ball, like Greg said, ball placement, catchable balls, things like that. If it was about talent, all them 32 teams that was there at that showcase, we would have heard multiple reports talking about talent. It wasn't about talent. It was about his character. So now you questioning me as a father, because I know I raised mine right, but you telling me, oh, it was argumentative, or he didn't like the way he was being challenged, and he came in there unprofessional. So now you questioning my character of how I'm raising my son. And that's when you want to hurt a man, when you want to go at a man, you question his pride, his faith, his children, his character. You start questioning those things and nitpicking at things like that, and that break a man down.
But check this out, JR, before we go to Greg. Check this out, though. If I had to let it went on and played, he was getting ready to say, because the video is long. It's about 4 minutes long. I didn't want to play no whole 4-minute video. But at the end, Asante Samuel said, I ain't talking to the ones who ain't close to prime, who ain't talked to prime. I'm talking to the ones who been talking to prime and then go out there, who's in the NFL family as a player, as a coach, go on TV, go on the radio, go on podcast, go on the internet, and just obliterated him like that. That's rough, bro.
Yeah,
and I never did listen to the Chris Carter his take on that, but I did this morning. Boy, he said some rough stuff, man. He said some rough stuff, bro.
Yeah, he was being very general in his speaking, right? Like, if it's this, and look, man, you got to come in there. You got to, hey, man, if you got a relationship with somebody, if I were to hear something like that about Greg or you, B. Watts, I'm probably gonna text, hey, man, everything good? Like, this what they saying in the streets, in the
Right.
YouTube streets. They saying you to shut the channel down, da 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 da. Like, you good? I'm not just gonna pop my channel up and be like, well, this was happening with B Watch, y'all. So this what came out. So it got to be true. So I don't know. It was weird to see, but all of that protecting the shield and things like that. Look, Chris Carter may feel some type of gratitude towards the NFL, because apparently, if you know Chris Carter's story, like, the NFL saved his life. He was, doing a lot of other stuff that was taking him off of his path. And he felt like the NFL got him back on his path. So maybe he felt like he needed to protect the NFL. I don't know why, but maybe that's how he felt.
What you think about Greg? I don't know if you don't check into it more or not.
Well, there's two things I'm gonna say that I don't really hear. One, I kind of talked about, what was it, yesterday, the day before. Did a video recently, a couple days ago. Y'all should check it out, about what's going on with Coach Prime. So the unpopular thing is Coach Prime is under witchcraft. Okay, you got your praying shirt up there. He's under witchcraft. Yeah. So for all these people, I always say a lot of people on this channel and support Prime, they know good for him because they worry about everything but what it is. And now they seeing what it is, and then they can't talk. They hiding. They can't talk about his skin color no more. Because when it go to affect him directly, it shows a little deeper than that. And now let's just take a ride down memory lane. Who does Coach Prime talk about more than anybody? anything. What does he talk about? Outside of NFL, what does he talk about more than anything?
He talk about his faith.
Okay.
Yeah,
So his
God.
platform has been his faith. So when you lead with your faith, what's the opposite of the faith? You're going to get an opposition. So
Yeah.
the opposition gonna start trying to find all kinds of ways, whether you want to believe it or not. We're looking at it. It's gonna try to find all kinds of ways to take you out. And when you're dealing with that, you got to know that's what's gonna happen. So then you start seeing these weird things when people start acting strange, but you also start seeing attacks on your health. You also start seeing manipulations and stuff, and it's coming from everywhere because it's all designed to shut that down. Really, y'all think it's about football, but it's like the football gave him the platform to talk about that. He's using football to talk about stuff and having kids pray and all that, and people don't see that, but people who see it. And I'm gonna tell you, do see it. The witches see it because they don't stir it up twice up there. They stirred it up when he first got the boat, and they did it again last year.
Mm.
Literal witches for people who think that don't exist. They made it known up there in Boulder. They had a whole fit about him praying and stuff twice. But I don't know y'all pay attention to that when he first got there and last year because they didn't want him praying. Because guess what they do? It messed them up because it's all spiritual. It's two oppositions. When you doing what you do, it mess up what they do. They know, you may know, regular people may not know. So when you start doing stuff spiritual, they start throwing stuff back at you. And either you're going to have stuff to defend it or it's going to hit. Now, Shedeur was getting the dreams. We talked about that. Shedeur smart enough, spirit whatever enough to know. He said he put it together. He said it right there with Darius. I had this dream for Pro Day. I want to talk about it, but I'm talking about it because Pro Day over with. I'm thinking it's done. But really, it wasn't about Pro Day. He talked about two people walking up on him and attacking him, everything. What happened? Two people made the phone call on him on the thing. It was like all kinds of, even the church people who don't even watch Shedeur start talking about that. So it's like it getting real hinky-dinky out there. It's gonna make some people open their eyes, and that's what he been doing when he do what he do. That's what he is, football, woo, woo, woo. But when you start doing all of this, it starts saying, hold on, this right here weird. So when you start seeing that weight on him, anybody who know what they're looking at, they know what they're looking at, and that's what you're looking at. And so it's more than just people hurting his feelings going on. That's why I was concerned when he was accepting all them gifts. Because I know how that stuff works. It's whole face, that's what they do. They send stuff up on you and mess your day up. It's in your closet. Mm-hmm. It's in your house. And if you don't get that mess up out of there, you done. You think that's a fantasy. It's people make a whole thing. They'll take you right out this earth doing that. Why you talking about you don't believe in it? It don't care. You don't have to believe in it for the work. Contrary to most people believe, don't believe. Okay, believe yourself to the grave. Because they tear your behind up. So, they be tapping it. He's at a level where certain type of people he's rubbing. We see it in the music industry. We seen it with Diddy. They say they doing all kinds of witchcraft. Guess who he hang with? He been running with all them folks. So all that stuff is there, and it's not like it's that far removed. So I say the unpopular thing. A lot of the rappers and all that, some of them same people in jail, going to jail right now. And they was doing some weird stuff. So it's like it's a very sensitive thing. So I think that's on one end. You getting hit and you don't know what's hitting you. Because I don't feel like it shouldn't have happened in the first place, even back at Jackson State. It just came out of nowhere. He went in for a routine, and next thing you know, it's about the blood clots. And it just been lingering. And unfortunately, that's kind of stuff will linger if it's got a spiritual root. So that, and then you also got a when you remember that movie Braveheart? I think it was Braveheart when Mel Gibson at the end, they kind of infiltrated the camp, and then he had the guys like, we got you, we with you, and then they set him up, and then he just fell down and just tried to let him kill him, and the guy, he kind of changed his mind, like, y'all take him away, because he really was there to help set him up, and Mel Gibson just looked at him like, man, this is it, because he been fighting against all the intrusion. Sometimes, I said it when he saw it, when he made that comment, y'all leave my kids alone. I'm for real. And he took his glass off and he said, I'm for real. And the next day, Shedeur got drafted. I mean, that was like halfway through the second day. People talk about all these other folks. It was that. And it's like sometimes you come to the point where you realize you're surrounded by snakes. And sometimes it just take you out. And he probably realized you don't build your whole brand, your whole career around people who hate you. And it's almost like you don't know who hates you and how bad they hate you because they're so good at it. Like you down with Jerry. Jerry looked over my child. You down with Goodell. He's over the whole thing. And they making comments like, I'm worried about your dad. You know, when Shedeur said, it's like he's saying it with a smile, like he good at it.
So I thought I was the only one to notice that. He said, I ain't worried about you. I'm worried about your dad.
I noticed it after the fact. When I started back at it, I'm like, the signs were there, but they so good with that thing. Them kind of people, the ones that do witchcraft, these high level people, they do witchcraft because they ain't that evil and that godly not to do it. You think it's something heebie-deebie, but you know, you get power. Sometimes people got certain means to stay in power. You see it at the top of the music industry. You see it in politics. It's there. So I don't know. It maybe come to realize, dang, I'm deep in this thing because I thought I at least had a safe place. I had a safe place where I knew these people. I've been around these people. I hug them and kiss them. And then when all of a sudden they take their mask off in front of me, and I'm like, it was, you know how you see them movies where the police be trying to take out somebody, and at the end they always be the police chief or the main person in the beginning of the movie who was the detective. And you be like, you got this name like Rodrigo, and then you find out Rodrigo it ain't the Mexican cartel, it's the police chief who was investigating the whole time. It's like, and you like, oh man, we looking for Rodrigo. Rodrigo been with me the whole time. It's them kind of movies. That's what it's like with him. It's like he get to the end of this thing, and it's like, dang, everybody I've been running with, they part of the problem. Now what I do? I'm trying to send all these kids to the NFL. They gonna do the rest of these kids like this? I don't build the whole NFL pipeline. And I'm finna go into the season about not the NIL, the NFL, and the NFL showed me their butt to kiss and did the Shedeur slide that everybody behind him. They took Travis because that's their anointed one, right? But they only took Travis to buffer Shedeur. Somebody was just talking about today, Travis and Cam, and everybody had the draft. It was Travis, Cam, Shedeur. It was some kind of coordination of them. And the boy Carter. Everybody draft board was like that. If everybody kind of went between one, Cam was either going to go first, second, or third. But he was going to go first, second, or third. And same thing with Travis and Carter. Shedeur was in there, but Shedeur slid all the way to 144.
Crazy.
He was in everybody thing. Everybody draft. So you can't say that what Coach Prime had said a long time ago, because all the way up to that draft, everybody was that. It was that. It was that. That's all the conversation. So they were comfortable. They were like, yeah, well, we hearing sound good. We're going to put this party together. These my homeboys. They ain't going to, I know he ain't never thought twice they would do him like that. So that hurt him to his core. The fact that they would do him like that and his child, that they watch that boy grow up. All these owners, a lot of these coaches was assistant coaches and coordinators. These are the same people who, hey, Coach Prime, and for him to see that, they got to mess with his mind. So that will weaken you. It got to weaken you to the point where your strength and your confidence, he got to take a back seat. But he got to maintain his strength to go coach Colorado. And it's a good thing it is now, but because it's the summer, because now he got to muster up to go through all the attacks he's going to get there and the sabotage of potentially those guys.
Yeah, man. But while you hit on that, Greg, I was thinking about that, but I didn't want to talk about that online, but I'm glad you got it off. But I said, man, when I saw that video, man, JR, I tell no lie, I had to watch that thing 3 times. Well, Samuel was saying, man, you know, he was the first one that attacked Coach Prime on social media about that 2-step.
You talking about that T-step? Yeah.
What you talking about?
Yeah, that T-step. I mean,
talking about
Asante Samuel. You the first one.
He feel like that happened. That came back from years ago. And Asante act like he didn't remember. But Asante whole thing is pride. You know, like nobody want to acknowledge how good he is. That's his whole
right. Oh, the bar was good. Now.
My number's better than them.
Yeah, he all good now. I got to give him that. He good.
Right, but you just didn't have the markability. That's why I tell people I got a cousin now. Like the markability go a long way at this level because Coach Prime showing his players that markability has some value. That's why he created the whole prime time because he knew his play alone
Yeah.
wasn't gonna get him the looks and the money. It's entertainment. Asante,
Right.
he didn't
Right.
have the entertainment.
Right.
He didn't have the endorsements. He didn't have none of that. He just had the numbers, and it went over a lot of people's head. And that's what he bitter about that.
Right.
And so he mad Coach Prime don't acknowledge him.
Right. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Asante Samuel was one of the greatest though. But
yeah.
So
but he was on the Patriots
moving
team
on.
that was under the shadow of Tom Brady.
Yeah.
It's part of it.
True that. So when you look at this is gonna be the last topic subject on Shedeur, and then we're gonna move into Colorado. So when I know I don't ask y'all this before, maybe your mind unchanged. I don't know. I'm gonna see now. Start with JR. What it gonna take, JR? I already know your answer. For Shedeur to climb that ladder to get to be QB1.
It's gonna take a few things, man.
It's gonna take a few things.
It's gonna
Talk
take a
to
few
me.
things, B Watts. One opportunity, shoot, a little luck.
Love.
Him can, yeah. When I say luck, I'm not saying luck like, oh, he gotta be lucky. No, I'm saying like luck in the way of like other things gotta be going bad for the other side too. Because if Joe Flacco get in there and he don't get injured, he keeping them in the games, they winning games, they, stuff like that. Like, Shedeur not gonna see the field. Like, why would he see the field if Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett or heck Dylan Gabriel like doing their thing? So it's gonna take some extra. Like, Shedeur has the skill set to compete in the NFL. That is no doubt. But there's so many other obstacles like in his way. Politics, like the money, all of their money pretty much the same. So it ain't really money, but politics, coaching, injury, like I said, a little bit of luck for the other teams. If Cleveland come out there and they start with Joe Flacco and they go 7-0, you expect to see Shedeur? Nope, they're gonna ride the hot hand. So it's gonna take so much, man. But what Shedeur is doing right now, take advantage of everything. People saying, "Oh man, it's just OTAs and why?" Look, man, it's OTAs. Every rookie has to be there at OTAs. They rookies. They gotta be there. That's your opportunity to prove yourself. Now, minicamp is next week. That's more opportunity to prove yourself. Going into training camp. Springboard, boom, boom, boom. You stacking days. That's what it's about. Stacking days, getting comfortable in a facility, understanding your routine, understanding what the coaches want, understanding what your offensive coordinator want. All of those things make sense, but it's a lot of obstacles in Shedeur way. First thing he got to do, beat out the people in front of him. That's the first thing. He want to get on the field, you got to beat out the people in front of you. If you don't clearly beat out the people in front of you, then you're gonna need some luck on your side. You're gonna need some things to happen. You're gonna need Joe Flacco to go out there and throw a few interceptions, lose a few games. You're gonna need, if it's Kenny Pickett, same thing. You gotta throw some interceptions, you gotta lose some games. Same thing, Dylan Gabriel, throw some interceptions, lose some games. Like those things have to happen. If Shedeur go out there and just ball out preseason, then we'll see. But it's a lot in his way, man. The path ain't clear. But I think he's gonna get that opportunity to still play this year for sure.
What you think, Greg?
I don't know, man. I don't even think it's about Shedeur. I think it's they put Shedeur in this situation. They have put themselves in this situation. It's their decisions they got it here. They could have picked Shedeur earlier or not at all. They picked the quarterbacks they picked. They picked Flacco. They picked Pickett. They've been doing a lot of picking, and they record shows it. So for Shedeur to get on the field, it would be, I consider it be an act of God. Like he said, all that stuff gotta happen. But I don't know to who benefit it will be. I don't know how does it benefit Shedeur to get out there late. Now early maybe, but late. If you put him out there after everything fall apart and say coulda, woulda, shoulda, or we ain't seen enough, and plus we got all these picks, we're gonna get another quarterback as if your younger quarterback gonna be better than him. That's the dumbest thing I don't heard.
Yeah,
You
I don't
assume
understand that.
next year quarterbacks are so better. He was just here with the quarterbacks. Who was better than him?
Exactly. I don't
mean,
understand that.
Manning, he ain't played a couple games, but you anticipate him being number one. How contradictory is that? Shedeur ain't played nobody. Shedeur, he played cupcakes. Shedeur ain't got the experience. The rookies got to learn. How does all of a sudden these rookies next year gonna jump the line of these guys who got the experience? You put Pickett over Shedeur because he got experience.
Exactly.
How do you say now automatically who they get next year gonna be better than Shedeur? First of all, they better in talent and they better with he don't have a whole year of pro experience. How do you assume that next year we just gonna get another quarterback? We just got 2 this year and we'll get another one. That would be the stupidest, wastefulest thing ever. Who gets quarterbacks every year? Who get quarterback every year? Do y'all got it like that? You traded all your stuff away. You just went and you wait a 5th round pick to get a quarterback. You got a 3rd round quarterback. Then you traded up to get a 5th round quarterback. You got Watson still on your roster. And then you telling me you are already thinking about next year getting a quarterback? You quarterback happy. I guess you don't need no old lineman. I heard you got a lineman that's about to retire. I guess you don't need no more D linemen, no more linebackers. Like why are they so quarterback heavy? They clearly ain't never had a quarterback to really work for them. I think Flacco had a decent year one year, some years back. Like, it's all about the Browns at this point. It ain't even really about Shedeur. They can screw him. Like, when you work for the wrong people or you're up on the wrong leadership, they can screw you over. But at the end of the day, he could bail them out too. You know why he could bail them out? Because the players going to play better for him. They already showing that. They like him better. He brings a certain energy and a certain hope. They put Flacco in, they automatically in the mind, we don't did this before. And if it go left, we're like, here we go again. If it go left for Shedeur, it's gonna be like, Brady mode. Oh, this is what he did in Colorado. See, that's why I say he the only one with the history that proved that he could play with a regular team, and when it go left, it's a chance. If it go left for Flacco, it's like, I told you too old. Pickett, I told you he'll back up. Shedeur, if it go left, you got some kind of anticipation that, he can bring them back like Colorado. He can come back. He get down by 2-3 touchdowns. The game ain't over. So it's like he can reignite the crowd, the fan base. It's gonna show up. It's too many reasons not to put him in. I mean, it would be dumb not to put him in because the players gonna play better. The fans gonna show up. They're gonna have more confidence in him. Anybody else not gonna have that much rope. They're not gonna give Flacco that much rope. They're not gonna give Pickett that much rope. He has no history to show that you could trust him with some rope.
Mm-hmm.
Give him some rope, and you're going, all right, now, we down by 3 touchdowns. He ain't showed you nothing about him. So give your fan base a chance, because y'all got to go up against Lamar Jackson. Y'all got to go up against Allen.
Joe Burrow.
Go up against them boys up there, and Burrow. You got to go up against.
We're going to beat them all.
And Rodgers now with Pittsburgh Steelers, like
Shedeur plan to make everybody play better because he gonna come with a different energy. See, some people got a losing spirit. He ain't finna go up there with a losing spirit, so it's gonna make some other people have to raise their game up. That's what you're gonna get out of a fresh quarterback.
Yeah. Yep, you're right. You're right. Like I say, he left the whole team up. I don't see no advantage of him playing after you don't went 1-7. What they playing for? What the hopes that? All the hopes are gone.
They gonna be mad.
They gonna be
they
gonna be mad. I don't blame them.
Got 2 guys that came back this year. One guy was ready to retire. He came back. You got your top defensive lineman who was ready to be traded. You'd be stupid.
Yep.
Go and play games with these people. These people are gonna be like, get me about this dumb.
I've been saying that all along, man. I've been saying that all along.
If they see Shedeur out there playing and they feel like that's the best guy and y'all bench him and you go to losing, you're gonna lose your locker room.
I've been saying that all along. real
Yeah.
fast, real
Preseason
fast
gonna
on
be
that.
big for Shedeur, man. It's gonna be
It
big.
is. No, I
It's
think
gonna
you're
be
gonna
real
have. I
big.
think no. I used to say that. I think the practices
Training
when they
camps.
practice other teams,
Yeah.
they start out with man, who that team they start out with? I heard it today.
Houston. I
Who?
think they
Houston?
start off with Houston. I think they start off with no, it's the Panthers. They start off with the
Philadelphia.
Let's
Panthers
just be
first.
real. Let's just
They
Philadelphia, I
be
got
think.
Panthers and Philly. Yeah.
let's just
Yeah,
be real.
that's
Let's
where
be
it's gonna
real.
come in at.
Yeah, if you get the reps. But let's just be real. Who is the players gonna play harder for? Let's think about it. Who gonna play hard for Flacco? He was just there. And they wanted him gone, they brought him back. They already don't really want him. It's like we don't done this already. And he older. Pickett already don't had a reputation for walking out on his team. He don't go his way with the Steelers. That talk done went around a few times. Gabriel's a rookie. He don't look like he know where he at half the time. He just butt wide open. He can probably develop into a decent quarterback, but you don't want to put him in that fire. So you got to think about who would the players play harder for? Because they can get out there and have play and be like, well, shoot, man, we finna lose anyway. I'm just gonna get my check. And then that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
That's kind of how they looked last year.
That's how they gonna get it. They got somebody on trust.
I'm just here to get this check, man. Now I'm gonna do my thing and I'm gonna get paid.
They were
So,
3 and what? 3 and 14.
3 and
The whole
14,
year.
man.
Yeah, they just need a quarterback, man.
You don't know. The quarterback bring your team together.
That's what this thing goes. Yeah, here we are. Yeah, you got to have a quarterback. I agree with you right there, Greg. You got to have a quarterback. Like you said, that quarterback, it gonna determine who want to play and who won't. That's when they got hope. And some of them playing for another contract, and that gonna depends on winning and who get the ball and everything like that. But that's what you're gonna talk about Colorado for the last 7 minutes. All right, check this out. The boys are back in.
Sincere Brown, play receiver, transfer from Campbell University. Let's do it. Hey, I'm Track Hawk. I go by DT2. I'm from Incarnate Word. Just transferred in, play running back. What's good? Hakeem, transferred in Florida State wide receiver. Stay tuned.
I'm Noah King. I'm a DB here at the University of Colorado.
Jack Costera. I just got here, transferred from Utah State.
Checking in from the A, baby. We all wearing Boulder with it. Let's go Buff.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Now, who was the last person?
That was Love from
that was that safety from Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's a big old safety, ain't it?
Auburn.
Yeah.
That's a big old safety. I saw him.
Yeah, he big. Yeah, he big. Yeah, he big old dude. So, JR, when you look at Colorado right now on paper, which position is gonna be their strength?
On paper, the position that's gonna be the strength of the team.
Yeah, we ain't seen them play yet, so I got to say on paper.
I'm probably say that the QB room, man. That QB room on offense. K Salt, that guy, man. He's a very productive college quarterback, man. He can get it done. He know the college game. So if Pat Shermer dialing it up the right way, K Salt gonna do his thing, man. Juju, highly recruited guy. So I'm gonna go with the QB room. I think the QB room is probably one of the best rooms in there offensively.
All right, I agree. I can't disagree. What about defense side? What their strength position?
On the defensive side, it gotta be the D line, man. They stacked up, man. They got that defensive line. They got some guys on the defensive line, man. They got some athletes on the defensive line. They got some girth on their defensive line. They got rotation after rotation on the defensive line. Again, remember at the end of the year, we were finishing with Tyler Brown possibly taking snaps at defensive line. Like we was hurting at that point, So I don't think we're gonna be hurting like that this year. Like they got some guys across the defensive line, and we talking about going back 2 deep, 3 deep. So that defensive line, man, it's tough on the defensive side.
So what your boy gonna do? He gonna stay healthy this year, McNeil? This it for him?
He gotta make some shape, man. It ain't about staying healthy, shoot, for McNeil. It's about getting off early. Greg said all the time, McNeil don't show up to what game of the season, Greg? 7, 8 season.
About
They ain't
6
there
games,
over.
5, 6 games, then he started to wake up a little bit.
But this year, he got to show up, bro.
He got to come out the gate. I'm talking about Georgia Tech. He need to be back there. At least register a sack, tackle for loss, something.
Yeah, I just just
He
make
was
sure.
doing it at Kansas.
Yeah, he was back there in the backfield, but he wasn't tackling.
True.
Him and Wester. They would if they had made them tackles, they probably would have beat Kansas. They was back there.
Man, what y'all out? He agreed too. He was back there. Just couldn't make no time. They ain't want to hit that game.
They were hit. They were tagging them off like in practice, thudding them up.
Here you go.
They were thudding them up. All right, he down. No, he ain't. He gone. They looking at him like, why he still running?
I just hope. I hope we don't have to wait till no 4 for 5 game to get no sack like we did last year with the defensive end that we have.
Well, that's because the first few games y'all got they running the ball. Georgia Tech ain't doing a lot of throwing.
No, they ain't.
They gonna run it.
That QB, Haynes King, he gonna run that ball, man.
He running, bro.
He gonna run it. He gonna run that ball first, second,
6'5", 240.
third, fourth. They gonna run that ball.
What his size is?
He about 240, man.
That's a big dude.
He about 6'5", 240. If I'm exaggerating, he ain't by much.
Dog, boy, he a big dude. He that boy. I ain't know you that big.
He at least 6'4". He big like the quarterback at he probably bigger than that quarterback that North Dakota State had. He played like him. You know that quarterback running all over. He played like that quarterback.
Yeah, Cam Miller. Yeah.
They need to get him before he gets started. Then.
Yeah, he bigger than the quarterback, but he played a lot like that quarterback at North Dakota. He's like this. You know that second quarterback they had that was real big, that was fast that they put in. He's like in between them two size wise. He's not as fast as the second one, but he got some size.
Yeah. So
they running that. What they run that wing T?
Yeah, North Dakota State. Yeah,
it's already.
Yeah, North Dakota State did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm talking about Georgia Tech runs some very similar veer type stuff. You know them. Yeah, it just. But guess what? They got to deal with Kate Salt running the same thing.
They're gonna
do the same thing. So it's about who want to hit and who want to tackle. That's what it's gonna come down to on that defense side of the ball.
Tackling.
Yeah. So I just want to know who's gonna play that cornerback and that safety.
I think Love gonna come in and get. Well, that's a big old safety. He bought
big old dude, man. Stop my big too, man.
I say he bought biggest spot mark.
Yeah, he.
That's what I said, man. They got this year. It's options because if when Cameron Simmons Craig went down that first game, Savion Riley got out there, and we was like, all right, well, what he gonna do? He ain't do nothing. They pulled him out. And then Shiloh went down. You put Carter in. But then they took Carter out. Who they had to go in after that? So now they got, you could kind of cycle through a few things and look to move people in certain packages and things like that. They got options. That's the only thing you can ask for in college football. You need athletes galore. So when people was like, man, dog, they got a lot of wide receivers, or man, all these defensive backs, we need more, defensive linemen, and we need more of this, we need more of that. You gotta get some athletes too, because special teams, you can't have no defensive lineman run down there on special teams. You can't have no offensive lineman run down on special teams. You need them guys that ain't playing receiver, that ain't starting, that's in the 2 deep though. You need them down there running on kickoff, running off on punt return, things like that. You need it when somebody go down to be able to put somebody else back in that spot and the fall off not be that bad. So they went after a lot of athletes this portal. They went after a lot of linemen this portal. Defensive line, they were pretty good on defensive line. We didn't lose a lot off the defensive line. but they still brought some guys in to kind of shore up some areas just to make sure let's get the depth right. But I think they're in a good spot, man. I think the roster look real good, and Swayze putting them to work early. So I'd like to see it.
Yeah,
Love to see it.
he putting that in, bro. They putting that in. I seen a couple videos yesterday. He got him running the staircase and everything. All right, that's the end of the show. Want to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. Appreciate y'all. And JR, give your last word. We'll go around the horn. We out of here, bro.
Now, I appreciate everybody tapping in again. Be wise. Appreciate the space and the spot, the opportunity curated, man. Everybody in the chat, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Greg, what up with it though? I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting on at 2:00 this upcoming Sunday for Greg said it. Cause I be having to just
He didn't
watch
come
the
on at
replay.
2:00.
Nah,
I was on right on.
Yeah, he didn't come on at 2.
sure.
I was
I'm
on.
gonna make sure.
About 2:30, then he ain't come on at 2.
I was on.
I'm gonna have it on
I was
in the
on
car,
I
waiting
was
for it to
right
come
there
up.
with the button. Yeah, 2:00 right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna make
You
sure
was
I'm
on
in
2
there.
last. Nah, not last summer. Sunday before last.
Not the Sunday before this last.
Yeah, I missed. I went at home around 2 Sunday. Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah, man.
But,
I do my best to be
all right,
there.
Greg, tell them where they can find you at, brother.
Well, like you said, I'll be there Sunday 2:00. We try to do a little live, kind of recap what was going on, try to catch the whole week, things. Something gonna happen. It was Thursday, it's gonna happen Friday, Saturday, and then you be boom, Sunday. Kind of had to kind of catch it, see what happened. Try to keep it a little short, but it depends on what happened. Try to be like 30 minutes during all season. So we got that going on. Be here Thursdays. Drop videos throughout the week. I drop a couple videos throughout the week. So make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, catch that throughout the week. And we're going to get B Watts on them on the Tanggula box, man, so we can get the word out. Because we're going to have to be going. When this season get here, I ain't going to hear nothing about can't what a game at. Can't find a game. You in the middle of Wichita, you trying to watch a game down in Baltimore. Like, you're going to be crying because they ain't going to show it. They're not going to show it. And everybody ain't going to be showing them on YouTube. So you're going to need your Tanggula box. I done told y'all 100 times. Maybe B Watts got to tell you. Maybe you're listening to B Watts. I'm going to get B Watts to tell you. So, yeah. So that's what we got going on.
Crazy. All right. Hey, we appreciate Greg said it. Don't forget to follow Greg said it and tune in. He said he coming on at 2 Sunday. I'll be probably just getting in the house from out to eating and out to church Sunday. We'll catch up on him and see what he got going on and support the brother. All right. All right, I'll be dropping a video in the morning at 8 a.m. trying to catch my early people out there in California, Arizona. I got you. I got y'all. All right, I'm finna get ready to make it now. JR, Greg said it. 2 of the best. You watching Sports Talk will be watched by Digital Airways on YouTube. Appreciate it, fellas. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate it, chat.
Peace.
I love CC.